Hello, guys. How are you doing on this beautiful Sunday? It is October 19th, 2025. I'm Sudarshana Starshine Star. Welcome. I hope you're all doing very well. I have a YouTube channel. If you're not listening to this podcast on my YouTube, I'll tell you that it's called It's the Dazzling of the Light. Or you can just go to YouTube and type in at Sudarshana Starshine Star. I have 279 podcasts there on a variety of topics, and they're pretty interesting and fun and cool and juicy and spicy. A lot of them are. So why not join? And if you like the content, I'm sure you've heard this so many times, but please remember to like and share and subscribe and hit the notification bell. And I would really appreciate that. So thank you. I'm going to call this isn't going to be a long podcast. I had wanted to kind of couple it with some events of today and then give some backstory that's kind of going back a little bit, because I think it's very interesting to look beneath the surface and kind of flesh out things that a lot of people are not that aware of, and kind of brings richer meaning to events today. So I think I'm going to call this podcast Red October Part 6. Hamas, ... President Gustavo Petro of Colombia, FAFO, exclamation mark. Yeah. So, I like to begin all of my clips with the 3 opening prayers. They are in Sanskrit and Telugu, and they are short. This is to bless, uplift, purify, and protect you, me, and this clip. They are the Guru Mantra, the Ganesha Mantra, and the Gayatri Mantra. Before I do that, I command on the sacred, holy, divine blood of Jesus the Christ, Yeshua, to flow over all of us and all of our beloveds and all of our social medias and any way that we express and communicate for the best and the highest. Yeshua, please cast out all satanics and all satanic attachments, all demonics and all demonic attachments. Please cast out the spirit of pain. Cast out the spirit of fear. Cast out the spirit of lack and poverty. Cast out the spirit of ill health. Cast out the spirit of lack of self-esteem, low self-confidence, self-doubt.
Power off.
Thank you so much, Yeshua. Jesus the Christ, send your healing presence now. Jesus, please heal the wounds in our soul. Thank you, Jesus. We receive your healings and your blessings. And I call upon the divine, holy, sacred presence of Mother Mary to envelop all of us and all of our beloveds and be here in this eternal present moment with us ever more strongly and powerfully and purely and fully for the best and the highest. Thank you, Yeshua. Thank you, Mother Mary. And now for the prayers. Om, 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 Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam, Tasmahi Sri Guruve Namaha. Om Suklam Bharataram Vishnum Sashivarnam Chatobhujam Prasanavaranam Dhyaye Sarva Vignopashante. Om Bhur Suvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhako Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Naha Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Wonderful. Well, I'm sure many of you know, but I'm going to record this here for posterity, and also, like I said, for the clip tomorrow. This will be like kind of a jumping off point for some more backstory about a few things. But hello. Hamas attacks Israeli troops in Gaza, threatening frail ceasefire. This was in the Wall Street Journal, and it was written by Dov, D-O-V, Lieber. Today, October 19th, 2025, as the events happened. And I'm going to show in the thumbnail, I think, of this podcast, I'm going to show a photo from a photographer named Abdel Karim Hanna from the Associated Press, and it's showing members of Hamas search for the bodies of Israeli hostages in Gaza, and their return is a requirement of the ceasefire. So you'll see in the thumbnail sketch that crater that you're seeing with, there's like a military figure off to the right and then a civilian in the foreground, and that's what that is. So this article says Israel strikes back and vows powerful attack in, quote, terror targets, end quote, accusing militant group of violating truce. Members of Hamas, I already read that. Tel Aviv. Hamas attacked Israeli forces in the southern Gaza Strip on Sunday, and Israel responded with airstrikes, the Israeli military said, marking the first time Hamas has successfully attacked troops since a ceasefire went into effect. Hamas militants targeted troops inside Israeli-controlled areas of Gaza with an anti-tank missile and gunfire, and the Israeli military said. The military said the attack was against troops dismantling infrastructure in a part of the city of Rafah, R-A-F-A-H, over the so-called Yellow Line, the line Israeli troops retreated to after the ceasefire. In response, the military launched strikes it said were aimed at dismantling tunnel shafts and other military structures used by Hamas. The military said the incident was a, quote, blatant violation of the ceasefire agreement, and the Israeli military, in parentheses, will respond firmly, end quote. The attack prompted calls from Israeli politicians across the political spectrum for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to respond forcefully in what could be the biggest test of the ceasefire yet. Following the exchange of fire, Netanyahu told a security, following the exchange of fire, Netanyahu held a security assessment with his defense chief and ordered a powerful attack against, quote, terror targets, end quote, in Gaza, the Prime Minister's office said. Hamas armed wing, the Al-Qassam brigades, denied mounting any attack on Israeli troops on Sunday and said contact with its fighters in Israeli-controlled southern Gaza has been cut off since March, when Israel took control of the area. We affirm our full commitment to implementing everything that was agreed, foremost among which is a ceasefire in all areas of the Gaza Strip, the group said. Flare-ups of fighting between the two sides have occurred several times since the ceasefire came into effect, underscoring its frailty. Key details of the ceasefire are still to be completed, and an array of obstacles are already arising. Israel and Hamas have traded accusations of ceasefire violations in recent days. Israel's military reported that Palestinians had approached troops and refused to retreat even after warnings. In response, the military opened fire, and in some cases launched airstrikes. Israel also said in recent days that Hamas militants had exited tunnel shafts in areas under Israeli control. Hamas said the Israeli response in one case left 2 families, including several children, unalived as they were hit by tank fire while trying to return home. So, Israeli forces retreated, and the U.S. State Department on Saturday warned the U.S. Designated terrorist organization was planning attacks on its own citizenry and vowed to take action that would, quote, protect the people of Gaza and preserve the integrity of the ceasefire, end quote. On Sunday, Hamas responded by denying claims that it was violating the ceasefire and declaring that its crackdown is aimed at restoring order in Gaza and acting against Israeli-backed criminal gangs. Israel and Hamas have also continued to lock horns over the phased release of deceased hostages from Gaza. Hamas has now returned a total of 12 bodies of hostages. 16 remain in Gaza. Gosh, so guys, what do you think? Listeners, why not drop a comment or two and let me know, do you think the ceasefire can hold? I mean, just in such a short time, it just makes one's head spin what is happening. God bless all the people. It's such a mess, isn't it? But let me know what you think. I want to hear what you guys have to say about that. Now, there was a Truth Social post today from Donald J. Trump at Real Donald Trump. And he said, President Gustavo Petro of Colombia is an illegal drug leader strongly encouraging the massive production of drugs in big and small fields all over Colombia. It has become the biggest business in Colombia by far, and Petro does nothing to stop it, despite large-scale payments and subsidies from the USA that are nothing more than a long-term ripoff of America. And then President Trump put this all in caps. As of today, these payments or any other form of payment or subsidies will no longer be made to Colombia. That was all in capital letters. And then he continued, the purpose of this drug production is the sale of massive amounts of product into the United States, causing DEATH, destruction and havoc. Petro, a low-rated and very unpopular leader with a fresh mouth toward America, close up these killing fields immediately, or the United States will close them up for him, and it won't be done nicely. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. So that was very strongly worded. He's very serious about it. I'm happy to hear it. It needs to be addressed. How many years has America just gone on just so full of these corrupt beings just doing so many things and just ruining Americans? It's just incredible. Then this just seemed like an Ocean's 11 scenario when I saw today that the Louvre Museum in Paris, France, there was a heist, and I was like, the whole thing just sounded like Ocean's 11, right? All those priceless crown jewels were stolen, and my feeling about it was that that was just like a wish list for collectors, not like, you know how thieves will steal things and then break up, diamonds and jewels and sell them off, separately, and they can't really be traced that way, or often they can't. I think sometimes the jewels are etched with something on them, but you can't chop up these like old diamonds set into this old jewelry and resell them singly. It's not the same thing. And then, at 9:30 this morning, Paris time, this happened. And how in the heck was a chainsaw used to break in? And it wasn't perceived or heard by the security. At 9:30 in the morning, come on, the guards didn't hear, whatever, a chainsaw. And it all took place in just a few minutes. The thieves dropped Empress Eugenie's crown and they broke it. That is sad. It dropped out and it's broken. Anyway, to me, this seems like some kind of a zillionaire, zillionaire collector that just sent professional thieves to fulfill his or her wish list, like getting a start on the holidays. Like, I want to have this from Napoleon's Empress. I want to have these crown jewels here, these, all that stuff. It's sad. I really want every last item to be found, located, repaired if need be, restored to perfect condition, and returned. And I really hope that Interpol is serious about doing this. And then I'm going to end this with, today was just such a unusual day, looking at all these things, to see that there was a cargo plane had departed from Dubai, and at 4 a.m. this morning, Monday morning, Hong Kong time, it skidded off the runway as it was landing, and it went into the sea at Hong Kong International Airport. I mean, the headline said, "Two unalived after cargo plane skids off runway and into sea at Hong Kong International Airport." There were 4 of the crew that were on the cargo plane that were rescued, and then there was a staff member, 2 staff members. They were in a patrol car, or I mean, it's not a patrol car. 2 staff members were in a petrol car that fell off the runway. Like, obviously, when the plane landed, it just like hit it and just went into the water. And they are unalived, and that's so sad. God bless all of them and all of their families. And there's a ground crew member that, still it seems to be missing, too. It was an Emirates Boeing 747 cargo plane. So I'm really praying for all the people. That's so tragic and sad. And then a side note, and I don't know why the reporters were placing this together, but I'll just give it to you as it was placed with this. It says, side note, that FAA, our Federal Air Force Aviation here in America, FAA seeking to fine Boeing $3.1 million over safety violation allegations. Boeing was accused of violations in 2023 and 2024, including the door plug blowout on an Alaska Airlines flight. Yeah, scary stuff. I just really, really wish that people weren't having to experience all this stuff. Goodness gracious. Well, so that's it for that podcast. I wanted to give that kind of foundation. Although I'm sure a lot of you have heard this news today, but you never know. It was the weekend, so then it'll be just like my jumping off point, like I said, for tomorrow's. I might do more than one podcast, but I want to do a foundational one that I think is very interesting. So thank you so much for listening. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and why not join my YouTube channel? I would love to grow it more. That would be so excellent. Thank you so much. I end all of my podcasts with the closing prayer in Sanskrit and Telugu. And what I'm saying is, God bless all beings in all worlds. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yes, peace, peace, peace. God bless you and yours. I'm sending much love and big hugs to you and yours. Stay safe, guys. I'll see you when I see you, and bye-bye for now.